Hey everybody, welcome back to the Best Coin News channel on YouTube. I'm Sonofasilverstacker. Today's date is June 5, 2024, and in this video we're going to be talking about the 2024 Denver minted Jefferson nickel. You won't believe your eyes. And now if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. And never forget, we're always live and never edited. Try that at home. Next up is moneymetals.com. Looks like gold's at 2345.65, up 7.95. Silver at 12 cents there to 29.80. Palladium is up 11.55, and the only one down this morning is platinum, down 5.75 to 997.85 over here. You're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is 8.59. They'll make you buy each one of those, the quantity of 1 to 39, for 38.30, and they'll buy them back for 31.80 each. Next up, the United States Mint bullion sales, and what's curious about this is that the numbers for May are a lot lower than I thought they'd be, especially since we saw gold reach all-time highs this month, or last month rather. But there it is. That's the writing on the wall. Isn't that interesting? And it would be even more interesting if the United States Mint came back and added actually more numbers for May, but that's highly unlikely. Now, next up is circulating coin production. These are the old numbers, but I got to show you two of them in particular that really are striking, okay? Look at this. Now, we already know about the 5 cents, right? The Jefferson nickel from 2024. You've seen the prices on eBay, and we've been reporting this for about the last 3 or 4 months now, okay? Here it is. The 5 cents is at 29.76 million, okay? And the Philadelphia strikes are at 31.44 million. Well, we have new numbers updated. Remember that 29.76, that did not change right there, okay? So that didn't change. And look, 123 million right there for the Denver Mint. So both those numbers are identical. Although the United States Mint, if we look at the bottom right, 2.4 billion, almost 2.5 billion minted for the year. And look at this. We were at about 2.1 billion here to start the month of, the end of month of May. That's incredible. What's even more incredible, that the Denver Mint didn't strike any new additional dimes or nickels. That's remarkable. However, Philadelphia did, right? They're at 36.72 million. And if we look at the historic mintages for these particular nickels, I got to show you, folks, it is remarkable. Remember this number, 29.76 and 36. So let's go in the Wayback Machine. This is the Wikipedia article for 1938 Jefferson nickels. That's the year they started, okay? Look at the mintages. All right, we're clearly above those mintages for all three mints, right? PD and the S, but not the Philadelphia strike for 39. We are for Denver and San Francisco. But look at that. Still, tremendous numbers from the mint in Philadelphia. Now, obviously, in 1942, they started slowing things down a whole lot because of the war effort, right? Clearly, there was a shift in production. Now, the same year, right, wartime composition right there, you're looking at 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese from 42 to 45. And there they are. There are the mintages right there. And I don't really want to compare and contrast those to the mintages we're seeing now because it's a different coin altogether. But we could if we wanted to, right? But here we are. We're in a post-war composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel from 1946 through 2003. And I think that actually starts the new Jefferson series there. But check this out. So we are just after that key date, 1950, Denver minted Jefferson nickel right here. Look at this. We're at 1951 at 28 million, and then for the Philadelphia strike, and 1952 D at 30 million. We're right there, folks, at these numbers, 29 and 36. That's remarkable. And look at this. The closest I could find to the Philadelphia at 36 million is 1956. So we are that far away, so far from the totals, the mint totals for the year. Now, clearly, we could easily see more Jefferson nickels and Roosevelt dimes added to the inventory here, no problem. But we haven't yet. And could we see them today at the end of today? Absolutely. Or even this morning, the mint could add more. But isn't it interesting that the Denver Mint is actually not striking any new coins in that realm? But check this out. Let's look at the 25 cents. So we're at 380.4 and 386.6. Before that, we were at 300 and 307, so about 80 million increase on the quarters from each mint. And is that only one particular strike? Was that only the third quarter strike of the year? That's really curious too, right? Now look at the 50-cent piece. We were at 5.1 and 5.1. And then look at that, 8.3 for Denver. So Denver was busy striking 50-cent pieces. And somebody told me a really clever way to say, and NIFSI, used to be called NIFSI. Well, you could still probably call it NIFSI as well. NIFSI previously stood for, and it does in some cases, I would imagine, not intended for circulation. That's nifty, but now intended for circulation is the new acronym definition, now intended for circulation. And it has been since what, 2021, 2020 almost, right? That's almost 4 or 5 straight years of 50 cents being in the circulating coins. And they were also in there 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about that Jefferson nickel on eBay real quick. And in particular, the Denver strike, because that's the least minted so far, almost by about, well, 7 million or so, right? So here we are at eBay, and you won't believe your ears and eyes. Look at that. That's the only Denver roll of Jefferson nickels on eBay right now. And it's at $82.81. That's it. That's all you get. There's nothing more, nothing else. Otherwise, you're going to pick up a roll of the, look at that, a PDNS 1587. Just a one Denver nickel, $9.75. Boy, oh boy. Wow, right? Look at that. I mean, I've never ever seen a time like this. And these are peas. Look, these are just peas, all right? And the pea are everywhere. Pea is everywhere. Look at this. Bam. Right there. $139 for 3. There's one of them for 49. That's almost less than half. And it's going to be interesting to see where this particular roll ends up. Could it be a $100 roll? It's the only one on eBay right now. Me personally, I'm glad I bought 2 rolls of the Denver Jefferson nickel, first of all, because I noticed that it had the lower mintage of the 2 back in late May. So I was like, let me go with the lower one first, and we'll see how that goes. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, so that's that. I talked about the Denver Jefferson nickel. I've talked about the Philadelphia Jefferson nickel. I've talked about the mintages. And folks, we haven't seen these mintages since, well, 1950s, early 1950s. And if you want to look at the historical mintages, let's just keep on keeping on. Look at this. The proof, yeah, 3 million from San Francisco. That's the only one that really is a lot lower than what we're seeing right now. And those don't even count because it's a whole different coin. Let's go to 2009, okay? Let's go to 2009. If you know what was going on in 2009. Here we go. This is the Westward Journey series. It ended right here, the Monticello right there. Bam. In 2003, but they got to return to Monticello. It started in 2006, and all these mintages are way higher than what we're seeing now, including, yes, 2009. Check that out. So 2009, Philadelphia and Denver are clearly a lot higher because we're about 40 million for Philly and about 46.8 million, 47 million for the Denver strike. That's a tremendous amount number, a lot higher than what we're seeing right now, right? 29 and 36. Tremendous, right? That's incredible. And then they go right back up into the atmosphere, the stratosphere. Look at that. Isn't that something? Look at this. Almost 1 billion nickels produced in 2020. And honestly, I got to tell you, folks, this here, and these are the reasons why we're seeing this. Now, I showed you this. This is from Fraser, Discover Economic History, and the authors are the Federal Reserve Financial Services and the United States Bureau of the Mint. And the title of this article is U.S. Coin Circulation, the Path Forward. Now, I've talked about this article about how the United States Mint is going to actually not focus so much on lower denomination and focus on higher denomination. Let me just read this to you real quick. This is Pillar 3, Denomination Shifts. This is huge. Given the persistent demand for coin and declining recirculation, production coin at a level that would fill the gap between demand and recirculated coin has become a significant challenge for the Mint. Without changes in current circulation patterns, the volume of coin required to meet demand is currently above the Mint's production capacity and currently limited raw material supply. What? Yowza. They have a limited raw material. You know what that means? Wow. Of around 14.5 billion coins per year. So the demand is way higher than what they can make, right? And it's due to the capacity, which is basically the machines and all the labor, right? And then you couple that with limited raw materials. That's a double whammy, folks. One possible option would be to follow the lead of many other countries and reduce production of lower denomination coins. This is what I'm talking about. In addition to high production volume of the penny, it also has other societal challenges, including a high cost to produce and circulate. The Federal Reserve and the Mint could explore changing the mix of denominations. For example, by reducing the penny production and shifting that capacity to higher denominations, this measure could help meet coin demand more efficiently, thus addressing the above capacity constraints without the need for a new mint facility. What? Could you imagine a new mint facility? Yes, please. What? Changing the mix, all right, of the new coin production would also reduce the total number of pieces that other ecosystem participants must store, handle, and transport, likely reducing total ecosystem costs. Now, here it is, folks, all right? If we're going to pop into a digital currency, would the United States Mint ever invest in a new mint? I highly doubt it. I mean, they got so much stuff going on over at the Philadelphia Mint. I would imagine that the Philadelphia Mint would be the only one open after we go digital, I would think, because they're just going to be producing numismatics, and maybe even West Point for the gold and silver eagles. Other than that, I don't see them opening up a new mint. This shift in production would be carried out over a multi-year period with data-backed stage gates, that's cool words, and a test and learn approach to ensure that no negative ramifications ensue within the coin ecosystem, such as the risk of overwhelming flowback. Yowza. By using a data-backed approach to shifting production over time, the U.S. Mint can shift capacity in a considered manner in order to align with any future changes in demand. All right. So this is also one thing I'm going to say. I'm going to read this, and then we're going to wrap it up. This is huge. In the near term, the coin ecosystem could also explore the impact of larger shift in penny production through a series of data-backed discussions and studies and rounding total costs to circulate and market incentives such as pricing and fees. What? So yeah, look at this. This is wild, all right? This costs a penny. We already know it costs them a lot of money to make the penny, but look at this. This is a whole new approach. Market incentives. What does that mean? You're probably scratching your head. Such as charging a fee on orders of new coins. What? Not only you got to pay face value, they're going to make you pay an additional charge. And who knows what that charge would be, right? Could also be explored as a means to reduce demand incrementally. So they're going to make it cost prohibitive. Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? I'll tell you, the Mint and the Federal Reserve Bank are up to some interesting things because they have to be, right, out of necessity. That's remarkable. Now, here we are at our plus ones, folks. This is Proverbs 16:11. A scale and just balances are the Lord's. His deeds are like weights in a pouch. And I think what that means is that just as each item weighed on a balanced scale offsets a different combination of weights depending on its mass, so the Lord deals with everyone individually depending on their deeds. And I don't think it's just deeds. I think he also knows what you've been put through and how you've dealt with that as well. So it all adds up. Now let's go to here. 395 99.9 KOIN Coin is radio. This is Daft Punk, Around the World. And it's a really weird video. No doubt about it. But the song is so, you know what? Yeah. I hope you dig it as much as I do. So there it is, folks. I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It is free. Now, did you pick up any of those Denver Jefferson nickels from 2024? Or, since we've just read that article, are you going to be purchasing any of the Lincoln cents from 2024? So there are some interesting things going on with the Lincoln cent. There's some errors I've heard about. No VDB, but I don't know if that's, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that error just yet. It's interesting, no doubt about it. So what did you do? Did you buy any Denver nickels? Did you buy any Denver dimes? Or have you purchased any Denver Lincoln cents? Let me know in the comments below what your actions are. Or are you going to stay away from this because it's just FOMO and this could change at any time? Stacker out.